From the MNN studios, you're watching Midday.
Good evening and welcome to Midday. At the top of the hour, our top story is from Russia, where at least 7 school children and 1 teacher were killed on today, and many more wounded after a lone teenage gunman opened fire in a school in the Russian city of Kazan on yesterday, which prompted a Kremlin call for tighter gun controls. Now, 2 children could be seen dangerously leaping from a 3rd floor window of a 4-story school to escape as gunshots rang out. Calling the attack a big tragedy for the whole country, Rustam Minikhanov, the head of wider Tatarstan region, said there was no evidence that anyone had been involved beyond the shooter. He continued on by saying, "We have lost 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls. And 16 people, 12 children and 4 adults have been admitted to the hospital. The killer has been arrested. He is a 19-year-old who was officially registered as a gun owner." Footage posted on social media showed this young man being pinned to the ground outside a school building by a police officer. An unconfirmed social media account belonging to the alleged shooter, which was later blocked, contained posts in which he described himself as a bloodthirsty deity and said he had planned to kill a huge number of people before shooting himself. This hour from the Middle East, Hamas and Israel trade blows as Jerusalem unrest ignites Gaza. Israeli strikes in Gaza run into the 2nd day. Palestinians fired uninterrupted barrages of rockets into Israel as its military pounded Gaza with airstrikes through the early hours of today. In a dramatic escalation of the clash in Jerusalem, 6 Israelis were wounded by a rocket, medics said. 9 children were among the 20 dead in Gaza on Monday, and scores of rockets were launched into Israel, many that were intercepted by the missile defense system. The events were unleashed by Gaza militants firing on the Jerusalem area for the first time since 2014's war. Now, crossing what Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called a red line. The upsurge of violence came as Israelis celebrated Jerusalem's Day, marking its capture of the East Jerusalem in 1967 Arab-Israeli War. Explosions shook buildings throughout Gaza, and rocket sirens sent Israelis in many southern towns scurrying for shelter overnight. 2 Palestinians were killed and more than 100 wounded in airstrikes. At this hour in America, U.S. food supplies tighten as energy pipeline outrage enters 5th day. Supplies of gasoline tightened further in parts of the United States on today as the shutdown of the nation's biggest fuel pipeline by hackers entered its 5th day, raising concerns about price spikes at the pump heading to the summer driving season. The Colonial Pipeline said it was working to substantially resume operation by the end of this week, after a cyber attack forced it to cease operations on Friday, choking off nearly half the East Coast fuel supply in an incident that underscored the vulnerability of U.S. energy infrastructure to hackers. The top U.S. regulator issued a call on Monday for mandatory cybersecurity standards for pipeline operators. Now, encouraging pipeline to voluntarily adopt best practices is an inadequate response, said Federal Energy Regulator Commission Chair Richard G. Glick. Now, the FBI has accused a shadowy criminal gang called DarkSide for the ransomware attack, which damaged a fuel facility. Now, DarkSide is believed to be based in Russia or Eastern Europe, according to cyber experts who point out that it avoids targeting computers that use languages from former Soviet republics. At this hour in technology, Google Play launches an expanded arm of its business with international money transfers with companies Wise and Western Union. Google has launched international money transfer partnership with remittances firm Wise and Western Union Company for users of its U.S. payment app, to the company said today. Google Pay users in the United States can now transfer money to app customers in India and Singapore, with plans to expand to 80 countries available via Wise and 200 via Western Union by the end of the year. Google's foray into the $470 billion remittance market marks a further step to the technology company to expand its financial services offering, ramping up competition in the digital payment sector. Now, London-based Wise was launched in 2011 with the aim of making international money transfers cheaper and easier, while Western Union remains a market leader in remittance with a sprawling global network of physical locations. Now, their partnership with Google Pay, which has 150 million users in 40 countries, comes as the COVID-19 pandemic, which we recently went through, has led to a boom in online payments, but an estimated drop in overall remittance flows. The money migrant workers sent home is projected to have declined 14% from 2019 due to worsening economic conditions and employment levels in migrant hosting countries, such as the United States, according to latest estimates from the World Bank. At this hour in personal finances, the United States U.S. court authorized the IRS to seek identities of taxpayers who have used cryptocurrency. A federal court in the United States has authorized the Internal Revenue Service to serve a John Doe summons on the crypto exchange Kraken, seeking identities of U.S. taxpayers who have used cryptocurrency. The Department of Justice said, now the IRS is seeking information about taxpayers who conducted at least $20,000 worth of transactions in cryptocurrency from 2016 to 2020. The Department of Justice said in a statement, those who transact with cryptocurrency must meet their tax obligations like any other taxpayer, Acting Assistant Attorney General David Hubert of the Justice Department Tax Division said. And finally, at the movies, from Savannah Walsh and Lauren Pickett, Black Widow sports a new suit and sneak peek ahead of July 2021 release. Now, after a decade of joining forces with the likes of Iron Man, Captain America, and the Hulk, Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow is getting her own movie. But those eager for Natasha Romanoff's next on-screen adventure will have to wait a little longer yet again. Disney has postponed the release date of the Marvel film from May 2021, originally postponed from November 2020 to July 2021 due to concerns about COVID-19. Now that's a whole year after its original May 2020 premiere date. And now the film will also premiere on Disney Plus with an additional fee the same day it hits theaters this year. For Midday, this is Charles Rivers. We'll see you around the world again tomorrow.